So as you can tell by the title, this video is going to be all about Etsy. Yes, so if you were considering selling on Etsy, you need to stay tuned for this because a lot of big changes have happened and are about ready to happen, so keep watching. I'm going to be telling you things that you may or may not know about Etsy. I'm guessing a lot of people probably don't know about it yet, so I'm hoping this video can be helpful, especially if you are on the fence about maybe trying to sell with Etsy. This video is definitely for you. But the first thing that you need to know about Etsy is that the thing with Etsy is it's kind of touted as, you know, the small shop. You have your own shop, you set your rules, and you're in charge. And the truth of that is you're not. The whole you're in charge is really just kind of a facade, if you will. You're in charge of the basic things, you know, such as the things of like what you're gonna make, what your prices you're gonna sell. So you feel in charge. You're like, this is my shop. And it is. That is your choice. Those are your things that make it custom to you. However, when it comes to all the big things, such as how they're going to advertise, what fees they're going to take, how you have to ship your product, they are going to make all those decisions. And if you don't do what they think you should do, they will not show the items that you're selling. They won't even populate on the list. If you just go and you search a basic item, like let's say you look up Easter shirts, you're gonna get some over 40,000 listings just for an Easter shirt. It's absolutely insane. So to be able to even stay competitive in the very saturated market that is Etsy, you have to follow their rules. Because if you don't, you're done. You might as well not even do it. So a lot of you are probably like, okay, so big deal, you follow the rules. And you do, but here's the thing. Some of the rules can kind of change to be crazy. Etsy recently came out last year with something saying that you had to offer your customer guaranteed shipping of $35 or more in your shop if you wanted them to put your listing towards the top. Which is fine for some shops, but if you're somebody who sells something that's heavier, or you're considering entering into Etsy and you are going to be selling something heavier, so for example, I was selling coffee mugs. Not the heaviest thing, but I do have to package it in such a way that the weight, anywhere, it costs me to ship it anywhere from $7 to $10, depending on where in the US, I'm not shipping it internationally, mind you, in the US that it goes to. That's my price range. And then Etsy wanted me to be able to just offer the customer free shipping on a mug if they spent $35 or more. The problem with that is with every mug comes, you know, more weight, which costs more at the post office. So now my $7 to $10 has gone up. And that is something that I have to take out of my profits or roll that price onto my customer. So now they are paying a lot more for an item that they otherwise would have. And only because I'm trying to play the Etsy game to try to get my listings higher up by offering free shipping. So in my opinion, that is absolutely crazy. And some people find that that's fine and that it works for them. But be aware, if you are entering into the Etsy world and you have a heavier item, that is going to be a big factor for you. I also sell digital files on Etsy. Obviously, that's fine. So it really does just depend what you're selling, but you need to be aware of it. The other thing that they've recently mentioned that they're going to change is they're changing how they do their fees with advertising. Now, in the past, advertising has been 100% optional. You choose. If you want to pay Etsy a little bit more to advertise your item, and if you don't know what that means, it basically when you search an item on Etsy, certain ones will appear closer to the top and they'll say ad on it. Those are people that have paid to be in that location a little bit. Now, I've done this in the past periodically from time to time, and I found that it worked well. However, Etsy has now said that they are going to be changing to where you do not have a choice. You are initially going to be forced into their advertising program, if you will. Once you're in it, then you can choose to opt out of it unless your shop makes $10,000 or more a year. If it makes more than $10,000 a year, tough, you're stuck. You have to use their advertising program. If you make less, you will initially go into it, but then you can say, hey, I want to get out of this. And that's fine, okay. It might be a little inconvenient at times for people, but it is what it is. The part that you really need to know is that now they're going to take, if they sell your item and it was advertised by them, they're going to take 15% of your sale. Yeah, 15% of that sale. If your shop makes under 10,000. If you make over 10,000, they'll charge you 12%. Yay. but still, that's a crazy amount. And I say it's a crazy amount considering what it was before. When I first started selling on Etsy, it was 3.5%. Yeah, that was in 2017. Then they moved it up to 5% of the sale. Then they started taking a 5% cut of your shipping with a 5% cut of your sale item. And now we're just gonna go on up to 15% plus the listing fee. So if you are considering selling on Etsy, make sure that you either, one, remember to opt out if you're less than 10,000. And if you don't, make sure that you have enough profit margin to make it worth your while. Because when you start getting into something to where, you need to eat your shipping costs to be able to stay competitive on where you rank on the listing search on Etsy, and then you start getting into 15% of the sale just to be advertised with them, it can really eat into your profit. So you definitely need to be aware of all these changes going on with Etsy. So no matter what your opinion is on it, I mean, as you could probably tell, I'm not a fan, but some people may be, and that's fantastic if that's for you. I will continue personally to sell on Etsy, mainly because I do also sell, like I mentioned earlier, the digital files. And for me, that's good because I don't have to ship anything. It's completely 100% passive. I upload the digital file. When it sells, Etsy goes ahead and emails it to the customer, and that's fantastic. But you do definitely need to go into it with your eyes wide open. Know your profit margins, know what the rules are of the game, and know that if you don't play by the rules of their game, it's not gonna work. You're not gonna be able to sell as much as you otherwise would have if you do play by the rules. So yeah, that is my 2 cents on the whole Etsy situation. I hope you found it helpful. If you are considering Etsy, I wish you the best of luck with your shop. And thank you so much for watching.